Hey everyone, Mick here and welcome back to the channel. If you've been following along, you know that we're all about cutting-edge scientific breakthroughs and discoveries. But today I want to talk about something a little bit different. Not just what we're discovering, but how we're discovering in the first place. Think about the scientific method for a second. It's really just a simple loop. You come up with an idea, you test it, and you learn from what happens. Pretty easy, right? It's been the backbone of scientific progress for centuries. But what if we could build a new kind of engine? One that never gets tired, can absorb every piece of scientific knowledge it's ever written, and runs a multitude of experiments every single day. Well, a company called Periodic Labs is working to make that happen. And with the team and the funding they've assembled, and the minds behind this, they might just revolutionize how we do science forever. Let's go ahead and get into it. Periodic Labs has one audacious goal: to create an autonomous AI scientist that can accelerate research across the board. But first, here's how science works. You start with a conjecture, basically an educated guess or a hypothesis. Then you test it through experiments. Finally, you learn from those results and use that knowledge to form your next hypothesis. It's a cycle that's powered every major discovery in human history. What Periodic Labs is building is an AI system that can run this entire cycle by itself. We're talking about incredibly sophisticated AI models that can read and understand scientific literature and is armed with a fully automated robotic laboratory that can physically run experiments. And the key insight that drives everything they're doing is this: intelligence alone isn't enough. You could have the most brilliant AI in existence, but if its ideas aren't grounded in reality, they're worthless. The only way to verify an idea is to test it in the real world. So here's how it works. The AI analyzes existing data and proposes an experiment. Then physical robots in an actual laboratory run that experiment. The results get fed back to the AI, which learns from and then designs an even better experiment. It's a continuous feedback loop designed to compress decades of science and research and development into months or maybe even weeks. They were literally building this lab from scratch in Menlo Park, California, designed to run experiments at a scale that would be impossible with human researchers alone. So you might be thinking, well, we already have incredible AI. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, these systems are really good already, and definitely going to get better. Why do we need robot scientists? Well, here's a problem. All those AI advances we've been celebrating, they were trained on the internet. Textbooks, research papers, websites, all the accumulated knowledge of humanity. The problem is that the well is running dry. We're talking about roughly 10 trillion text tokens, and the most advanced AI models have basically consumed all of it. Think of it this way. Rereading the same textbook over and over again might help you understand it better, but eventually you have to close the book and actually do something. You need to test your ideas against reality. You need new data, experimental data that doesn't yet exist. And essentially, that's the breakthrough. Autonomous laboratories can generate massive amounts of high-quality, brand-new data at a scale that humans simply never could. Even better, these labs capture all of the experiments that fail, the negative results that almost never get published, but are incredibly valuable for learning what doesn't work. This creates an entirely new data set for AI to learn from, pushing the boundaries beyond what we already know. It's not just processing existing knowledge, it's creating new knowledge. So you're probably interested, what is Periodic Labs going to work on first? Well, they're focusing on physical sciences, much to my disappointment, as of course I'm excited to see advances being made in biological sciences. But I have to say the reasoning is smart. First, so much of our technological progress is bottlenecked by materials. Want better electric vehicles? Well, you need better batteries. Faster computers? You need more efficient chips. Want to reach Mars? Well, you need lighter, stronger alloys. Materials are everything. And second, physics and chemistry experiments tend to have clear, measurable outcomes that can be run relatively quickly so the AI can learn faster. And third, this is the big one, nature itself becomes the judge. The laws of physics don't care about your hype or your bias. Either your superconductor works or it doesn't. Either your ally holds together or it doesn't. It's the ultimate reinforcement learning environment. The beauty of the human body is also its downfall in this case. It's so complex and multifaceted. One drug might work for someone where it might not work for someone else. But the ideas they're coming up with are pretty big and quite ambitious. They're talking about discovering room temperature superconductors, which could revolutionize everything from transportation to power grids with virtually zero energy loss. They want to automate materials design to accelerate Moore's Law, enabling new breakthroughs in science, space travel, and even advanced nuclear fusion. And they're not just theorizing, they're already working with industry partners on these things. For example, they're helping a semiconductor manufacturer solve critical heat dissipation problems on their chips, using custom AI agents to analyze experimental data and iterate faster than any human could. To pull this off, Periodic Labs has just secured one of the most impressive seed rounds I've ever seen, over 300 million. For a seed round, that's absolutely wild and unprecedented when it comes to the startup field. That money is going towards hiring world-class talent, building out a massive laboratory, and designing the first generation of AI scientists. To that point, let's talk about the world-class talent, the humans that are involved in doing this. Front and center, you have the founders, Liam Fetus, one of the co-creators of ChatGPT, and Erkin Dugas-Subik from Google DeepMind. But what's really remarkable is that more than 20 top researchers have left prestigious positions at ChatGPT, DeepMind, GNOME, OpenAI, the Neural Attention Mechanism, MatterGem, all these people to join Periodic Labs, many of them turning down massive compensation packages to do so. And when that many brilliant people are willing to bet their careers on something, you know something pretty big is happening. So, what do you think? Is an AI scientist the next evolution of the scientific method? What material or discovery would you want them to pursue first? Better batteries? Room temperature superconductors? Something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry I have been very slow in the uploads. I've been pretty busy with school and things got crazy. But I'm looking forward to uploading more frequently. And if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe so you're updated when that happens. I'll see you in the next one.